and last $38.5 million. That's how much the Navy SEAL drama Lone Survivor, starring Mark Wahlberg, pulled into the box office the first weekend. Speaking of that, here's an important piece of that story. Elizabeth?
That's right. Well, it was a decision that would change the rest of their lives. 4 Navy SEALs tracking down terrorists in the mountains of Afghanistan refused to kill 2 unarmed enemies who confront them with a child.
The way I see it, we got 2 options. 1, we let them go, roll the dice.
Second that they run down there, we got 200 on our backs.
2, we terminate the compromise.
We cannot do that.
It's not a vote. We're gonna cut them loose, and we're going home.
Roger that, sir.
In the new movie Lone Survivor, the man who made that difficult call to, quote, cut them loose was Lieutenant Michael Murphy. He knew the rules, he knew the consequences, that fighting to protect his brothers to the end would mean his own death, yet he was still willing. It is an honor to welcome Michael's father, Daniel Murphy, as our guest this morning. Thank you so much for being here.
I'm honored to be here.
You know, I'm looking at the Medal of Honor that was presented to Michael.
By President Bush.
To you,
yeah.
In his honor. I know in receiving this, I can imagine what that means to you, and then to see his sacrifice on screen portrayed, I can only imagine would bring up a ton of emotion. Were you concerned that he wouldn't be portrayed as you knew him?
No, Maureen and I were very comfortable with Peter Berg. He came and met us personally before he started filming to give us an idea of exactly what he was going to do, how it was going to set up. And of course, when he told us Taylor Kitsch was going to play Michael, I mean, Taylor just nailed it. He had Michael's mannerisms. And what people don't realize is, as Michael's father, I saw Taylor and Mark Wahlberg really hit both Marcus and Michael as exactly the way they were, and that connection. And the only thing I feel bad about is that the people who vote for Oscars are not going to understand. They see 2 actors, but the rest of the families we saw with Ben Foster and Emile Hirsch, we saw 4 individuals who just nailed each and every character to the T. It was excellent.
We have an example of, I think, what you're talking about in terms of the relationship that was shown and shared.
I think the 27th, that means if I cut down the trees behind the stable, I get a discount for your horse.
Do they sell Arabic horses?
First of all, it's not an Arabic horse, okay? It's an Arabian horse.
Arabic.
You're from New York, okay?
How much is an Arabic horse?
It's an Arabian horse, dude.
How much is an Arabian horse?
No less than 15 grand.
15 grand?
It's a hell of a wedding present. Is that redhead a bridesmaid?
Melissa?
The redhead, dude. The one with freckles on her nose. A cute one from the Coldplay concert.
That's Melissa.
Well, is she coming?
She's a bridesmaid.
Yeah. Is she coming?
She's a bridesmaid. Yes.
Well, did she ask about me?
No.
Daniel, I see your smile.
Yeah, that's Michael and Marcus. That is them. They had a very unique relationship. But the team guys and the teams they're all really close. I mean, so Emile and Ben, you can't really leave them out. They were all excellent. They did such a great job. I'm surprised that people are surprised that of all the money that this movie made, or how popular it is, because I just knew it's a very compelling story.
Of course, and dedication. You know, and everyone, we talk about how those in the military are willing to sacrifice their lives for our freedoms here, and those that we don't even know, you know, in other lands. But it's the how they sacrifice. And I know the battle scenes in the film are intense. When Michael, he left protection to protect others when in the middle of open field, knowing that the enemy had clear access to him at that point to try to get a rescue chopper for his team, ultimately sacrificing his life for others. Were you able to watch that scene?
I did eventually. Peter Berg had a private showing for the family. Maureen does not watch it at all. What happens is she's seen the movie, I think, 2 or 3 times. They've had some showings. When the battle starts, she leaves and sits out in the lobby.
This is your wife?
Yeah, Maureen, Michael's mom. And then she'll come back in after that to watch Marcus's rescue. These are unique individuals. You know, they're tip of the be
and that's the baby.
Yeah, but I always like to say, you know, as much as Michael fought and died for his men fought and died for Michael. Wow. So it wasn't just about Michael, it was about his team, and Michael was always focused. It was never about him, it was always about his team.
When you talk about being focused, you know, it makes you think about a mission and feeling supported. Certainly their mission was clear. They had support. When you hear even what's going on now with former Secretary of Defense Robert Gates' book, when he says that President Obama, now, different time, but same idea with the military, that he doesn't have, or he lacks passion when it comes to the mission, is not confident in the mission, doesn't believe in the mission. I'm trying to get in the mind of a military family member. What does that say to you?
Well, when I look at it, I mean, I say, when Michael sacrificed his life, you know, if most people, when they look at the film, they'll see Michael's wearing a patch on his right shoulder. That's the fire department of New York, Engine Company 53, Ladder Company 43. Michael and his men knew why they were going to Afghanistan. They knew they were going over there to go after those that planned, plotted, and executed 9/11, and they wanted to make sure it wasn't going to happen again. Now, I'm not happy of the result of what happened with Michael and his team, but they sacrificed, and I guess it really depends upon your perspective. What is freedom worth? Michael felt it was worth his life. I fought for my country in Vietnam. I felt it's important. You know, our freedom is our freedom. And a lot of the people give speeches that talk about freedom isn't free. And there's costs associated to it. Not just here. You have World War II, and all we have to do is look at the Normandy beaches and all the people who lost their lives. Could you imagine if that happened now? You'd have the networks would be screaming about all the loss of life as on the Normandy attack. So I guess it's all kind of perspective. I'm just happy, you know, in the annals of Navy history, this is the most highly decorated small unit action in naval history. I mean, with 1 Medal of Honor to Michael, 3 Navy Crosses, 16 Bronze Stars, 20 Purple Hearts, a bunch of air medals. These were very special guys, all 19, 20 of them.
We thank you for raising a great man who gave ultimately everything for our freedoms, and Murph is well remembered, and it's a privilege to be able to see his sacrifice and dedication to our nation on film.
Oh, thank you.
Danny, we thank you for being with us today.
Sure, thank you. I hope everybody goes sees the movie because it is
it
is so accurate and so good. I mean, it's a compelling story.
It is more than that, and your endorsement of it certainly means a lot to all those involved. Thank you.